make sure you, so you make sure you talk, what's the word, with all of the playlist, we use an Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my series on bipolar disorder. Last week we talked about bipolar relapses and warning signs for them and what to do when you notice you're relapsing. And this week we're going to talk about how to get stable with bipolar disorder. If you haven't checked out my other videos on bipolar disorder, definitely check out the bipolar education playlist I have with all of the videos I've ever done on bipolar disorder. It lays down a lot of the groundwork for what I'm going to be talking about. I highly suggest you watch those first before getting into today's video. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so bipolar disorder is unpredictable, heavy, and difficult to deal with, but you can live a fulfilling and happy life with bipolar disorder. Now, obviously, there's no magic solution to getting stable or curing bipolar disorder. There is no cure. You can manage your lifestyle and make changes to better manage your bipolar disorder. I spent over a year figuring out what works best for me medication-wise, therapy-wise, and lifestyle-wise. So after a year of 8 episodes, this is what I've got for you. Now, again, this is hard stuff to keep up with sometimes. It can be difficult to manage it all, but the goal is to try and manage it to make your life better. Not all of this will work for everyone. It really just depends on you. You know yourself better than I do, but these are my suggestions because these are what have helped me. This video just gives you some ideas to start with, and you can play with what works best for you in managing your bipolar disorder. I've actually done 2 TikToks that kind of sum this up, so we can start out with that. So here are those.
Okay, let's talk how to take care of yourself when you figure out you have bipolar disorder. I can't stress this enough. Get so much sleep. 9 hours every night, same time every night, so you wake up same time every morning. Get that sleep routine down. Melatonin and serotonin are related to each other as chemicals. Serotonin is the out-of-whack chemical for people with bipolar disorder. Regulate your melatonin, regulate your serotonin. Next, meditate. In the morning, before bed, maybe both. Every day though, especially when you're manic. It helps slow your thoughts down and get it out of your head so you can just breathe. Third thing, exercise. Don't go to the gym and kill yourself trying to pull weights. Just go walk. I walk every day for about 20 to 45 minutes just at the park, slowly and nicely. Whatever you can do, but do some exercise daily. On top of that, eat mainly healthily. Get your fruits, get your veggies, get your grains. On top of that, drink lots of water. Dehydration can make you feel tired. And eating junk food can make your stomach upset, which makes you upset. You can't feel good unless your body feels good. I'll do part 2 tomorrow. How to take care of yourself when you realize you have bipolar disorder, part 2. Last time we talked about getting enough sleep, drinking a lot of water, eating right, exercising, and meditating. So now let's continue on with something I think is incredibly important. Therapy. I know it can be expensive and it can take a long time, but it is worth it. Especially EMDR therapy, because that helps you process trauma out of your body so you don't respond to it anymore. This is essential for bipolar disorder because trauma develops bipolar disorder. Resolve your trauma, resolve a lot of the triggers for episodes. Speaking of episodes, you need to have a network of friends who can tell when you're starting to go into one. Trusted family and friends that know the symptoms and can help identify with you without being judgmental. This also means you can't have unhealthy or toxic people in your life. I'm not saying cancel anybody. Just be smart. Know who you feel good around and who you don't. Try not to be in stressful situations, emotionally, physically, whatever. But if you do, then journal through it. Journaling gets everything out and helps you identify triggers. Hope this helps.
Alright, so the first thing to do when you are diagnosed bipolar disorder and you're ready to start getting stable is medication. Bipolar disorder is chemically caused. It is a chemical imbalance. I mean, there's a lot more. It's a complex thing, but a lot of the basis for bipolar disorder are brain chemicals, so you need to balance those out with medication. Now, common medications for bipolar disorder are mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, or taking a mood stabilizer and an antidepressant together, but never just an antidepressant by itself, which I've talked about before. It can take some time to get on the right combination of medication, the right dosage. Some people take only 1 medication, some people take 5. It really just depends on what works for you. For me, I was on Seroquel for about a year, and that's worked really well for me, especially because I don't sleep well. But recently I've been having a lot of leg twitches, so we went down on Seroquel, added Lamictal to help with the ups and downs, and Lamictal is a mood stabilizer and Seroquel is an antipsychotic. I also take Buspar for anxiety anxiety. So that's what I take. It's taken a year to get there, and who knows if that will work, but that's what I'm on right now, and it seems to be helping a lot. Medication is what got me stable enough to start working on the things that can cause my episodes to happen. Medication is just really important for giving you the chemical stability and leg up that you need to get stable and manage it. The goal for medication with bipolar disorder is to reduce the intensity of episodes and lengthen the time between episodes. And I will definitely say medication has helped so much. I used to be in like month-long episodes, but now I'm only in them for a couple of weeks and they're way less intense. You'll see your psychiatrist every few months to check on everything, make sure you're not having side effects, make sure the medications are working, making sure you're on the right dosage. When you get your medication, don't stop taking it. A lot of people start to feel better, so they stop taking their medication, but it's the medication that's making you feel better, and you have to continuously keep it in your system for it to work. So don't stop taking it, especially don't cold turkey it. That can spark an episode, and a bad one, you'll go right back to square one. If there are any side effects, be sure to tell your psychiatrist as soon as possible. They'll make sure to go over all the side effects with you to make sure you know them. They're very careful about that. They'll usually do blood tests, they'll do vital signs, and just keep track of what's going on with you to make sure that everything is okay. Another thing, if you take any other medications, allergy meds, vitamins, homeopathic remedies, whatever you take, make sure to tell your psychiatrist too, because there can be drug interactions that can be dangerous, so you definitely want to make sure that you tell your psychiatrist about any other drugs you take. I know that medication isn't for everyone, but I really highly suggest that you at least try to get on medication even if you're scared, because it can help so much. So just have a positive outlook on medication because it really is a lifesaver. Okay, so the next thing I highly suggest is therapy. Now, I know that therapy is expensive. If you have insurance, use an in-network provider. If you don't have insurance, find an online therapist or an interning therapist that does therapy for a reduced rate or for free. If you're a student on campus, use your on-campus counseling services. It's a game changer. If you can, find someone who specializes in bipolar disorder and trauma, because as we know, bipolar disorder is genetic, but it is further developed by your environment. So if you have trauma, that is probably what started to develop your bipolar disorder, and if you reduce the trauma, you can reduce the things that trigger your episodes. In general, if you have like a sound mind, you're emotionally stable, that can really help to keep episodes from being triggered. I know that if I have a trauma response, then it's very likely I'll have an episode, especially if it's a lot of trauma responses in a short amount of time, and if there's other stress or if I'm not sleeping as well, then that's just like a recipe for an episode. So go to therapy and start resolving your trauma bit by bit, and over time you will see amazing results. And it can take time, but it really is wonderful. It's a lot of work, it can be exhausting, and it's difficult to face that kind of pain, but it's really helpful and I really suggest you do it. I was in therapy for about 4 months. I did EMDR therapy, which is a type of therapy that processes the trauma out of your body so you don't have the physical trauma responses. What are you doing? I just started therapy again. It's really helpful and healing, and I really highly suggest that you do that. And you can also work with a counselor or a therapist to learn coping mechanisms to deal with your bipolar disorder. It helps so much. A therapist can help you identify trauma triggers and responses and help you resolve those so that you don't trigger an episode, and in general just improve your quality of life. So really helpful. I highly suggest going to therapy. I really suggest it. The next thing, you need to build a circle of support, circle of friends and or family members who you trust, who know about your bipolar disorder, who learned about it for you, who understand what's going on, so that they can A, look out for symptoms, B, look out for episodes, and C, help you during episodes. Now, I've done a couple videos on this already, one specifically for dating when you have bipolar disorder, and how your partner can support you in that, and just for general loved ones, how they can support you. So if you want to, send those to your family members and your friends so they understand what they need to do to help you, and if there's any additional things that you need that I didn't add in those videos, you can tell them. In fact, do tell them. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've already done 2 videos on that. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comments and I will answer to help. Part of this social circle means you have to only have healthy, emotionally safe people. You cannot have toxic, negative people in your life. As someone with bipolar disorder, you just don't have room for it. Nobody should have to handle toxic people who are harmful to you, but especially if you have bipolar disorder, because that stress can trigger an episode and it's not good. Trust me, I've been there. You need to surround yourself with positive, loving, healthy, happy people who are there to support you, people who are understanding, and people who will check on you during your episodes and make sure that you're okay. So moving on, you need to change your lifestyle. Now, this is the hardest part by far, and you're probably not gonna like what I have to say, but it's the truth. This is stuff that you need to do, and that is sleeping, eating well, exercising, practicing mindfulness, meditating or doing yoga, avoiding stress, and managing your emotional state. Now let's get down into specifics. You need 8 to 9 hours of sleep or more every single night. And I've talked about this before, but sleep is directly related to mood. So the more sleep you get, the more stable your mood is going to be. If you start skipping nights of sleep or not giving yourself enough time to sleep, you can spark an episode so quick. So you need to stick to a sleep schedule as best as you can, even on the weekends. I'm serious. Do not sacrifice your sleep schedule for anyone. If you want to hang out with people and they don't respect your sleep schedule, then they don't respect you. If they really love you and care about you and understand that you need to take care of yourself and they respect your boundaries for sleep, then they're good people to have around. If people don't respect your boundaries for how much sleep you need to get so you can take care of yourself, they're not healthy people and you don't need them in your life. You need to sleep to avoid episodes. I cannot stress that enough. Next, healthy eating and water consumption. I know that you're drinking iced coffee with your meds in the morning and calling it a day for breakfast, but that is not breakfast. I'm watching you. Drink water, eat healthy foods. You have to. Dehydration can make you feel depressed and tired. Eating shitty can make you feel depressed and tired. Eat 3 meals a day or snack 3 meals worth throughout the day, whatever works best for you, however your appetite is. Make sure you include your veggies, your fruits, your whole grains, your protein, whether that's meat or tofu or beans or whatever you like to eat. Make sure you incorporate that. I'm not saying cut out sugar or anything crazy like that. Like, don't go on crazy diets, just eat better and every now and then have something sweet that you enjoy. Just don't overdo it. Don't eat junk food all the time. Don't eat sugar all the time. It will make your stomach hurt, it will depress your immune system, and overall it will be a bad time. So eat what makes you happy, but eat what makes you feel good at the same time. Another thing, exercise. I know you hate the word, however, I don't mean go crazy at the gym. I mean do yoga in the morning or go on a walk at the park for 20 minutes and take it slow. If you want to, you can go jogging, you can go to the gym and walk on the treadmill or do the cycling or lift some weights. You know, whatever works for you. Add a little bit of exercise in your life daily. Not only does it support healthy brain function, but it decreases the chance of developing Alzheimer's and losing brain function when you're older, and it also releases endorphins, which make you feel happy, and that is something we can always use more of when we have bipolar disorder. And just in general, exercise has a lot of benefits for your brain, your mood, and your body, so make some time for just a little bit, like 20 to 40 minutes a day. And unless you're super into working out, which is great, don't feel pressured to do anything crazy. What are you doing? No. Maybe you do sports a few times a week or whatever you... This is Hazel. Say hi, Hazel. Whatever you want to do, just make sure you incorporate some exercise into your daily life. Okay, the next thing, mindfulness, mood journaling, meditation, alliteration. This can incorporate a lot of things like paying attention to your feelings, your emotions, your moods, your thoughts. This can help you identify things that make you upset. Journaling also helps get to the bottom of your feelings when you don't know what the fuck is going on with you. I do that a lot. I have feelings and I don't know what to do with them and I don't know why I'm feeling them, and I journal and it helps me get to the bottom of things. Baby, you're in the way. You're in the way. Yes, you are. Make sure you talk about your emotions with one of your trusted friends or family members in your circle of support. Don't hold that shit in. You gotta get it out. So if someone hurts your feelings or something is bothering you, talk about it. You're not a burden. You're not a bother. Your feelings are important, so treat them as such because you are important. So meditation or yoga. Meditation is not for everyone. If you have PTSD, meditation can be a bad time, so take this with a grain of salt. Meditation really helped me, especially before bed, because I could clear my mind, sleep better, or if I was having a manic episode, I could meditate and sort of calm myself down. That was really really helpful. Or if you lack motivation in the morning and you lack direction, meditating in the morning can help you direct your focus for the day, put you in a better state of mind to get things done and be happier. There's a bunch of different ways to meditate. You can find guided meditations on YouTube or find meditation music and just sit there and clear your mind. I have a meditation book with a whole bunch of different types of meditations. That's really cool. There's a million ways to do it. You can Google it. I do it by sitting on a pillow on the ground, crisscross applesauce, hands on my knees, eyes closed, maybe some meditation music, and I imagine myself on a cliff overhang by the ocean, and I imagine the waves of the ocean, the noise back and forth, and that's very calming for me. And that's what I imagine to help me relax and clear my mind and calm down. It's really helpful. I highly suggest you do that if it is okay for you to do emotionally. For some people, it makes you sit down and actually catch up with all your feelings you've been distracting yourself from. Do what is best for you. Take that with a grain of salt. Yoga is better for some people if meditation is uncomfortable because you're still doing things, but it is a very therapeutic thing to do yoga. I did that a long time every morning. It was really helpful. So I also highly suggest that. Avoid toxic stress. Now, a little stress can be good to encourage you to get things done or, you know, push you to be better, but avoid toxic stress, avoid stressful people, avoid stressful situations, bad, stressful stuff. Avoid it. Do your best. You know what stresses you out. I avoid going places with large groups of people because that stresses me out and I feel uncomfortable. You know, I'm more of an introvert. I stay home with my cat. Hi. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? And I only like so many people, so, you know, you do you, but you know what stresses you out. Set your boundaries, avoid those things so that you don't accumulate a lot of stress and trigger an episode. And that's what I've got. So if there's anything you have questions about, go ahead and put them in the comments, or if you have suggestions for other people for things that help you, I would love to hear it. I'm always looking for more ways to manage bipolar disorder, and you could seriously help someone else out, so definitely comment what you do to try and manage your bipolar disorder, and let me know if any of these things really resonate with you or are helpful for you. Again, this isn't for everyone, but these are things I highly suggest because they really worked for me, and I hope that they will work for you. If you want more daily content on bipolar disorder, you can go check out TikTok. All of my socials are in the description below. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and check out the bipolar education playlist I have with all of my videos on bipolar disorder. And if you have any suggestions or topics for videos you'd like me to cover, please put those in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week.